All right, let's go back to Cape Town now, where communities are concerned about the ongoing attacks and killings of police officials and paramedics. On Friday, 2 Metro police officers were attacked by residents in Autry after apprehending a suspected criminal. The policing forum in the area says community members then freed the suspects and turned against the officers. This took place just a day after the launch of a community safety campaign in Grassy Park. The CPF says over the last 12 months, there have been 28 attacks on police vehicles and at least 7 on the city's law enforcement agencies. Let's go to Nobesuthu Hejana, who's speaking to residents in Grassy Park. Nobesuthu, I was saying to you earlier that this is a proper illustration of the breakdown in relationship between communities and police in South Africa, where people not only take the law into their own hands, but also turn against the police.
Well, Maseko, it's a case where we often hear from community members complaining about the lack of police visibility in the area, but when we hear such stories now where community members are turning against police, it baffles one. And we know that Grassy Park is part of the Cape Flats. It's also an area known for gang violence. But to talk us more into what actually happened on Friday, we're joined by Nicole Jacobus. Nicole, she is the CPF person here in Grassy Park. Just tell us about what actually happened on Thursday when the community in Autry turned against the police.
On Friday, the 11th of March 2022, we received information that officers were being attacked in the Autry area. This happens when our uniform staff go into an area to execute their duties, and then the community turns on them because they don't want the person to be arrested. So we, as a CPF, we condone such behavior. We cannot continue to allow our communities to attack our uniform staff when they are the same people calling for help in these areas such as Autry, Parkwood, Lotus River, New Horizons or Pumlani Village. We need our community to start respecting the uniform staff members, because at the end of the day we all suffer when we have to wait for services to come into our areas. It's not a normal life that we live where we have to wait 2 hours for response, or when there is shortage of uniform staff members in our areas, we're the ones that are suffering. So I'm calling on the community to stop attacking uniform staff members. They are there to help us, to protect us, to serve our communities. It's not nice for an officer to wake up in the morning and feel that he or she doesn't want to go to work because he or she was attacked and now sitting with trauma at home because of a gun being held to them, or when they're executing their duties, they can't do their job because we have a community that attacks them, throws stones at them, use foul language towards them. It is not right.
And obviously this happened a day after the safety campaign that was launched here in Grassy Park, also calling on the residents of the community to respect the man in the uniform. Just tell us about that event.
So on the 10th of March 2022, we launched the campaign No Stop Attacks on Uniform Staff Members, Be Proud South African. The reason why we launched that campaign is we often hear, or we see it screaming at us, that uniform staff members has been attacked, not just police officers, not law enforcement officers. It goes further than that. The ambulance staff members, the fire service gets attacked because they either respond too late, they come late, this is all boils down to when there's a gang violence in certain areas, the ambulance staff will first go to the police station and wait there for a police van to take them into a certain area. That police van that officers might be at a different incident, but now it causes a whole delay, or they need to call more resources where that other resources could have been used somewhere else. So again, we call on the community to stop and respect our uniform staff members. It's not about them being corrupt, it's about their lives that matters as well. Their lives do matter. They are also human beings at the end of the day. We need to protect and look after resources that we have. We can't go on where we have to wait 2 hours for an ambulance to come into our areas, or our area get called a red zone because of criminal activities. It is unfair on everybody as citizens of South Africa that we have to live like this. We are strongly calling on the officials and government to take action against perpetrators that attack uniform uniformed staff members in our areas. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, lastly, Nicole, can you just tell us, have you gotten an opportunity to engage with the community of Otri and just to gauge as to what was the reason for them to protect those suspects?
On Monday now coming, we'll be meeting with the leadership of Otri to engage and to find out what is the real problem in Otri. We do know there's poverty, we know there's gang violence, we know there's drug activity, criminal activity in the areas, but we also need to get to the bottom root of why do they keep attacking our uniformed staff members when they are the same people that call for help, and we know that there is people in the area that doesn't have cars to get to hospital. Imagine one of our parents lay for 2.5 hours waiting for an ambulance. We're always saying the time response is slow, but why is the time response slow? It's not because there's short staff, it's because people get attacked and they are traumatized at the end of the day by going into these areas and people attacking them. So we call on the community again, we condone all criminal activity against our uniformed staff members overly. We're asking the community to stop attacking our uniformed staff members when they go into areas where it's volatile.
Right, thank you very much. Well, Masego, that was Nicole Yakubas, CPF at Grassy Park. We know that the two officers who were attacked, they later opened a case against the police, or rather the community members, but we will be finding out more details from the City of Cape Town's law enforcement officer, the spokesperson, later on the day, just to find out the state of those officers that were attacked.
All right, Nobesuthu Hejana in Grassy Park. Let's leave it there for now.